Hi, my name is Aman.
I'm Tashita.
Catherine, I'm the head of the Human Resources Department. You may take your seat now.
Thank you. Hi, this is my resume.
Thank you so much. Okay, how was your drive here?
It was good.
Did it take you long to find the office?
No, the weather is nice and I found so many nice people besides Starbucks, so it's good now.
That's good.
At least you had a pleasant experience
Yeah.
for coming here. So we can start with the interview process. Nice to meet you, Aman.
Thank you.
Can you begin by telling us a little bit about yourself, maybe something that's not found in your resume or something you would want to emphasize for us to know?
Apart from my academic qualification, which is mentioned in my resume, I would like to say that before I used to be very aggressive, and I was taking everything on attacking mode. Then I learned about meditation. I have attended Vipassana. I have done NLP, like neurologistic linguistic programming. Then I understand myself. Now I understand others because I have control over myself, my emotions, my thoughts. So I'm able to lead others peacefully. So that is the change that I have made in my life.
That's good to hear. Tell me a little more about this NLP. Do you think you can use this on a larger scale, or is it just an individual thing that you use?
Everything begins from the smaller scale.
Mm-hmm.
So before I was practicing within a small group,
Yeah.
but after I have command over it, now I can practice it on a large group. Like in a training session where there are around 50 employees,
Yeah.
I have used that tool.
That's really good to hear. Could you tell us a little bit about the understanding of the company and this job position that you are willing to?
Yeah. First of all, why I'm more interested in this position, because it is just like my last job. I was working in H&M as a retail manager. So this company resemble with that, and I have I would say not vast amount of, but good experience with people in dealing with retail and hiring and providing them training. So it will be a perfect match for me.
Okay. You said you were a retail manager, although this position is for a regional manager and you will be dealing only with managers, like on a lot. Essentially, they are your clients. But there's a lot of for you to do in the training and development. Are there any steps, like a short-term plan or a long-term plan that you have?
Yes. Whenever I joined a new company, there is a different culture and different system. So first of all, my approach is to observe and learn. After observing the company's culture, I will learn about company's mission, vision, policy, so that I can align my goals with company's goal, and I can see where people are and where they want to reach, so I can help to understand them, like how they can reach their potential by helping company to grow more.
That sounds reassuring.
You mentioned something about having experience in training. How was that experience for you? Like, what were the circumstances that happened during the training? What was the goal? What was the result of it?
One time I had a difficult time in training because, as you know, people can't put their emotions and their actions outside the workplace. Whatever happens in their daily life, they have that stress, that anger in their mind. So when they enter the training room, first of all, I need to calm them down, and I need to take garbage and stress out of their mind, so that I can put and insert whatever thoughts and whatever new stuff I need to deliver to them. So that is the kind of thing I have learned in training, that you cannot just deliver that take this pen or take this thought, take this process. First of all, you need to calm them down. You need to take many uncertainty, like it's all about unlearning, then they can learn anything.
That's an interesting strategy.
Thank you.
What is coaching to you, though? Because you seem to have a lot of experience with training. What is the largest number of people that you trained in a session, and what type of coaching have you done?
Okay. Largest number, I would say 120, around 120, not more than that. But as you know, social media is increasing. Our company had one webcast last year, and it covered different region, and mainly North America was covered under it. So it was on a huge scale where I have provided training. And coaching is like mentoring, like they are here to grow themselves and they are here to achieve their goals. So how we can align their goals with company strategy and company's goal, that's all about mentoring.
And you have experience in mentoring.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. If I were to interview the people who have reported to you in the past, how would they describe your management style?
They would say, as an individual, he is a good player, but as a team, he don't perform because he let others do the stuff and he just guide and he provides opportunity to others.
So you would say you're more of a leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in your experience, have you dealt with a lot of difficult people, difficult situations? If so, how did you handle them?
Okay. See, mostly people are good, but sometimes because of their circumstances or surrounding, they may behave differently. That we may label as a difficult people. So understanding the root cause, why they are behaving like that, is the main my strategy is to understand why they are behaving the way they are behaving, and first after finding the root cause, we can solve it and we can help them. So, but mostly I don't say that everyone is understandable and they will behave nicely afterwards, but we can change few.
Sorry. Okay. So, in your experience, have you underwent recruitment and interviewing as well as a retail manager, or even prior to that experience?
Yeah, in H&M I used to take interviews, and I have even I used to design recruitment policy and strategy. So under that we have recruited a good amount of people.
Talent development is a big part of this job. So is there anything that you could tell us, any initiatives that you've taken in the past that could add to this, or something that you have done?
Yeah. Normally, I have observing different companies that what HR do is they will shoot emails on their birthdays, they will shoot emails on anything on the good occasion on their promotion, or they will conduct exit interview. But what I have done in my companies in which I have worked is I have leveraged that to the next level. That how we can make human bond more prosperous. Like even if it is a birthday of any employee, everyone will meet in the meeting hall and everyone will celebrate it. So that 10 minute that will give feel good factor to that employee, and that will boost his performance. So that is kind of stuff I was used to do.
That's nice. Also, if I were to ask you, just say in a situation, you notice that there are certain employees that aren't working to their maximum. What would you do to improve that, to encourage them, to build the skills, or to provide? Do you think provide them with more education? What would you
in order to improve performance?
If their intrinsic motivation is not helping them to perform well, we need to provide them something externally. So either I will use a carrot and stick approach, or either I will provide them the larger amount of goal that will able to motivate them. So it will be good for them.
Do you think when you say extrinsic, what kind of, do you feel monetary, or are you gonna have a program, a star program, anything in mind? Have you done anything of that kind before?
It depends. If there are 5 children in the street, everyone would not like Toblerone, or they would prefer different kind of chocolate. So
it's not a fit for all. Yes.
So we have to design our compensation according to that. Like if someone is motivated through monetary reward, we will provide monetary reward. If someone is motivated through appraisal or non-monetary rewards, we will provide them non-monetary rewards.
That's good. Okay. Could you tell us a little bit about your strengths and weaknesses as a manager and as a person as well?
Okay, that is a good question. I would say my weakness is that I cannot tolerate fools, because if we are working in a good environment, we need that much capable people around us, and we are not here to waste our time or anyone's time. So having a good team, and that is all about HR, like recruiting a good people so that there is no misfit in the company. That is my weakness, and my strength would be I like to learn a lot. Every day, as technology is changing, as HR is taking bigger chunk in HR world, I love to learn about new technology, new HR recruitment policy, new software. So that is my strength.
Have you had any past experience with employment law? Do you know of it? Have you implemented it in your workplaces before?
Yeah, that is a good question. In our company, mostly lawyer were taking care of laws, but as a HR, I must possess knowledge of employment law. So while forming recruitment policy, I need to take into consideration minority groups and health and safety laws. So in my recruitment policy, there should be not a it should be flawless, and there should be not a flow where any employee can sue the company, and that will be not good for brand image of the company.
Yes, of course.
So, as your for your role as the regional HR manager, you'll be dealing with a lot of different stores in your entire region. How do you say that you can implement the processes that are that are included but are mandated by the company to all these different locations and different people that you have to deal with in like a consistent manner or according to the standards set out by the company?
Company's vision, mission, and culture is mostly printed and handouts are given, and mostly it is on the wall that people can see. But the missing part is they don't tend to apply that in day-to-day work, and they don't tend to force that work culture in the environment of the company. So that is the missing part from the company's point of view. So different region have their different taste, like they have different approach. At some places it would be like good if there is some influencer leader who can lead the team, and at some part there will be workforce is so much engaged in the work that they don't need to take command from superiors or supervisor. They will implement policy on their own. So in different region there is a different approach I would apply.
And from your experience, based on your experience, what kind of policy do you think would you want to implement as a regional HR manager?
As a regional HR manager, I would like to have inclusive policy where there is a transparency, where every employee has their say, where they can be creative, where they can let their idea flow, and where we are just not taking their idea and their thoughts, we are implementing their creation. So that will make a huge difference in competitive era.
Also, the HR initiatives that are taken by the company, how would you go about, since you have to work with only managers, you have to kind of explain to them how these things work, right? So you have to work on a managerial level. How would you explain this, and who would you work with in regard to implementing these policies and also applying them, and maybe, that's the question.
Sorry, I didn't get it. Can you please repeat?
I'm sorry. So if since it's an HR regional manager position and you will be working with managers, how would you work towards an HR inclusive initiative, like to apply it? You're saying it's going to be an inclusive thing. So how would you apply it, and who would you work with in this regard?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So any change begins from the top, people say that, but that's a wrong fundamental thing. If we want to implement any change and any transformation in the company, it begins from the bottom. So first of all, I need to focus on the bottom level of the hierarchy. We will implement any change from there. If they accept it, then it will flow from bottom to middle level and from middle level to top level. Information and communication will pass that, yeah, transformation is happening and company is changing. So that will be my inclusive policy.
So you would take the needs of your employees into consideration. That's a good initiative. I think we're good on the interview for now, but is there anything that you would like to ask us?
Yes.
You can take a minute to think if we have any other questions.
I want to know why you decided to apply for a job with Hudson's Bay company. Like, what were your motivation, or what made you interested in applying for this position?
As I was working with H&M since a few years, but now I need growth in my career, and as I was looking for a better opportunity, I found this company is prospering and it has a very good future. So with company's growth, I would like to have my growth too. That's why I'm applying to this company.
As a regional HR manager, you'll be doing a lot of traveling. Like, we estimated to be like at least 50% of the time you would be traveling within North America. Is that fine for you, or you need to do you have to take into consideration some accommodations for you in the case of traveling?
Yes, I love traveling. So
That's good.
traveling in North America would be a great experience for me, and I will like that.
Perfect. So, do you have any more questions?
No, I'm good.
So,
Is there anything that you would like to ask us regarding this position or our company?
No, I'm good.
You're good?
is there anything you want to tell us, like post-interview? Okay, so basically, I think your interview did
Pretty well.
pretty well.
Yes.
We're glad to have met you, Aman, and to have got to know you more through this interview process. The purpose of this interview was for us to be able to get to know the candidate better and to make the selection process for us easier, and then to also screen those who would be suitable and be a good fit for the job and for our organization. So we're going to stay in contact with you. We're hoping that we finish like within this month, that we may get to decide on
The candidate?
who the successful candidate will be, and we will get back with you. You will be hearing from us, and then also we're looking forward to working with you. HBC is an all-inclusive company, and so far so good.
Yeah.
Yes, I hope to receive a positive reply. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thanks for coming in.